Culture, Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Information and Culture, Directors of the Ministry, members of the, with your permission, I would like to introduce members of the Northern Broadcast Media Association. On my left, Honorable Minister Sir, is Hajia Binta Sarki Mukhtar. She's the Vice Chairman of the Association and the Executive Chairman of Rahama Radio. Sorry, this is Alhaj Yusuf Salawa, the veteran broadcaster and the Managing Director of Nagapta Radio Kaduna. It's a Hausa TV station here in Athens, Kano. We have Alhaji Rabi Ibrahim, is the Secretary of the Association. We have Austin Agabi, representing Vision FM here in Abuja. Then we have Marlon Josh from Freedom Radio Kano. I think he will soon join us. He's on the way. Of Liberty TV Kaduna.
The Honorable Minister, because you already know him very well, I will take this opportunity to the Honorable Ministers to please introduce them.
The Honorable Minister, sir, the Northern Broadcast Media Owners Association is very grateful for the opportunity to formally interact with your exalted office and wish to use this great honor to once more congratulate you on your appointment as the Minister of Information and Culture of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Your timely acknowledgement of the NBMOA as a key component of stakeholders in the broadcast sector gives us a true sense of inclusion and value, and underscore you as a lead torchbearer of change. We will certainly play our part in appreciation of your kind proactive gesture. Our Honorable Mr. Sir, we bring the sincere best wishes of staff, management, and board of our member organization as you set forth to reposition the information and culture sectors. Consequently, sir, we are committed to positively respond to government policy that will be aimed at rebuilding and preserving the sanctity, integrity, and unity of the Nigerian state. Sir, the NBMOA was formed in 2014 by operators of private broadcast media organizations to collaborate and share human and material resources and other forms of critical knowledge among members and promote the unity and development of our dear country, Nigeria. The NBMOA consists of 15 licensed broadcast operators with a combined platform of 22 radio and television stations, employs more than 5,000 Nigerians in diverse fields such as broadcast journalism, engineering and technology, administration, marketing, etc. And it has an audience base in excess of 50 million. Honorable Minister, sir, as we continue to invest in the broadcast sector, we are encouraged by this government pronouncement to broaden participation in building a vibrant television and media economy, and consequently attain a 100% digital TV penetration in Nigeria by 2016. We most respectfully welcome the prospects of a level playing field in the broadcast sector, as it is curious that while a good number of our members have consistently applied for television licenses without success, only 2 private terrestrial TV stations operate in the whole of northern Nigeria. Yet, terrestrial TV broadcast licenses including so-called network status, are being granted to a select few, even when we are conditioned to accept that the ongoing digitization has ruled out any fresh licenses offers for terrestrial TV. Honorable Mr. Sir, we want to use this opportunity to inform you that we are surprised that Wazobia TV has been given a fresh terrestrial TV license by this administration and is already broadcasting on UHF 307 in Lagos and will soon commence broadcasts in Abuja and Port Harcourt. We really don't know why we are being denied a terrestrial market head start like others in this country. A few of our members have nonetheless opted for digital terrestrial television, that's DTT, notably on Star Times, at a very high cost that are inconsistent with the market expectations. Sir, for the records, there are 4 private TV channels from the region on the Star Times platform. One other operates on Preview. Sir, we wish to appeal to your wise and informed counsel to redress a situation that deliberately rejects our aspiration to fully participate in the broadcast sector. This lopsidedness taunts our growth and denies our potentially huge audience and their inalienable right to alternative content. We believe, justifiably, so that what is source for the goose is source for the gander. As the machineries of government gather momentum in the first quarter of 2016, we seek the moderation of your esteemed officer for sustainable patronage from different agencies of government as our various organizations are groaning on their huge salaries arrears and unbearable operating costs due to low public and private sector patronage. Honorable Mr. Sir, as witnesses to the current but abating security challenges, particularly in the north, we honestly commend this government for turning the tide and gradually winning the war against terror by first reclaiming seized Nigerian territories and the subsequent dismantling of the obstacles to free movement for many Nigerians. Terrorist actions, in addition to the destruction of thousands of innocent lives, also badly affected business in most parts of the areas of our operations, forcing many members to the brink of closing shop. Against this backdrop of the precondition of our survival in the broadcast sector, chiefly a peaceful, united, equitable, and prosperous nation, we wholeheartedly support this government's fight against official corruption and impunity and look forward to forging effective partnership to communicate a new national orientation and ethos to the Nigerians across all population. As the Honorable Minister settles down to work, we most respectfully request your kind permission to convey a few of our prayers in anticipation of your consideration. 1. The National Broadcasting Commission Amendment Bill, sir. We humbly request the current administration, as a change administration, to cause a pause to proceedings of the bill in the National Assembly in order to have a wider stakeholders' input. When this bill was presented to the National Assembly, most of us were not in the picture and there was no contribution for, I think, virtually from stakeholders, both from the north and from the south. 2, on the pay TV channel fees, government should look into discrepancies between the fees paid by the local and foreign content providers for channel acquisitions on the DTT platforms. While local content providers like us pay the sum of 30 million naira, in some of the platforms it's even higher than that, in addition to the sum of 10 million naira approval fees which the MPC collect from us. While, sir, the foreign content providers are required to pay only a paltry sum of 50,000 naira to operate in Nigeria. I think that is most unfair. It's killing the local content market. 3, the DG team composition, sir. There's need for the DG team a creation of the Nigerian Broadcasting Commission to drive the digitization process to be reconstituted in reflection of the interests of all stakeholders. 4, digitization. The NBC should be made to apply the ethics of equal opportunity in the selection and approval of content providers so that sections of this country are not deliberately excluded from the broadcast media sector. This is an industry, sir, that has over 200 billion naira potential market, and I think we have a right to also participate in it. 5, terrestrial TV license. We humbly request the Honorable Minister to consider the issuance of terrestrial TV license to interested members of our association so that we have equal footing and audience share head start ahead of the full digitization of the TV broadcast sector. 6, government patronage. We seek your kind intervention in working together with ministries, departments, and agencies of government to promote policies and or campaigns on various platforms. 7, the composition of the board of NBC and APCOM. We will appreciate the kind of understanding the Honorable Minister to identify and include some of our members to the boards of the 2 foremost broadcast regulatory agencies. So during the PDP days, there was a situation where the NBC, both the chairman and the DG, are from one sector of the country, and our own sector, we had no voice. Most of us were victimized, and I think this should be addressed. 8, payment of radio licensing fees. We kindly appeal to the Honorable Minister to look into the radio licensing fees of 15 million, and similarly the 15 million renewal fees we pay irrespective of the area of operation. The fees are steep for those of us operating in the north, as the business environment is not vibrant in comparison to our brothers in the south, who in addition enjoy more patronage from the advertising agencies. 9, NBC code. Honorable Mr. Sir, we most respectfully request your assessment of the penalties or sanctions due to airing stations as contained in the NBC code, with a view to creating a window of appeal, such as a committee of independent professional arbiters. Sir, the NBC today is the complainant, is the prosecutor, and the judge. In fact, in the industry, we call them the dictator in the house. I think in line with the democratic right of every Nigerian, there's a need to have an appellate body that is independent, because during the campaigns, my station was fined 2 million naira for just giving a platform to a Nigerian to speak his views about certain issues that affect our fatherland. 10, Honorable Mr. Media visit. We are hopeful that the private media houses will be on the Honorable Minister's schedule as he looks into the nation's media assets. We will appreciate the opportunity to host our minister at our respective bases or as a group. Furthermore, as we recognize your place in history, sir, saddled with the responsibility to drive the national digital switchover to conclusion after 3 failed attempt deadlines, our fervent prayer is that history will also favor you, giving you a penchant to succeed as you have succeeded in bringing our party in government and in power to succeed at all times, and your vast knowledge of the media industry. Thank you, my Honorable Minister, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. We wish you God guidance and blessings in the task ahead. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you very much, the Chairman of Northern Broadcast Media Owners Association, for your...
Clearly, when I asked the MBOE what they brought for us, we didn't expect it was going to be a basket of requests like this. But I think it's a basket of requests that can only deepen one's knowledge and one appreciation of the challenges facing us in the broadcast industry today. And frankly speaking, I do not see the request from a regional or ethnic perspective. I see your request as asking one for a level playing field in the broadcast industry, irrespective of where you're operating from. Two, I also see your request as a request for full optimization of the broadcast potential in Nigeria. Thirdly, I see your request as a request to rectify real and perceived imbalances in the system. I want to seize the opportunity to promise you that every request in the address of the chairman will be looked into in the most impartial and the most objective manner. While I may not be in a position to give specific answers or responses to many of the requests, I can answer two right away. The first is that, fortunately, we have already included private broadcast and private, media houses in the two of the honorable ministers, assessment or visit to media houses. Secondly, your request for patronage. I hope you'll be ready also to carry a lot of debt on your papers, because from what I see, the ministry is owing virtually everybody. But this, on a more serious note, I believe that government should understand that today the private media, the private broadcast media control a huge audience, and that for effective governance, if we want our messages to reach everybody, we cannot ignore the private media, the private broadcast media organizations. And I think we should also be fair, as such as we try to promote, the public media organizations, we should also promote the interest of the private broadcast media organizations. And we all appreciate that patronage in terms of sponsorship, in terms of advertisement, is a key. But of course, again, as you see from my own prepared speech, a lot also will be required of the private broadcast media organization, because the fragile unity of this country actually lies in your hands. Thank you very much. And I just now go ahead into my prepared speech. Good afternoon, gentlemen, and welcome to this meeting. As you are aware, I've been meeting with the various stakeholders in the information and culture architecture. The last of such meeting was on Friday, when I met with the Nigerian Union of Journalists, Ratau, Nigerian Guild of Editors, the National Association of Women Journalists, NAWAJ, and the Broadcasting Organization of Nigeria, BON. Your visit at this time is quite auspicious and fits snugly into the consultative meetings. During my meeting with the various professional bodies and unions in the media last Friday, I stressed the need for the media to make a deliberate effort to help foster national unity in our country. I said the media cannot and must not sit on the fence as far as the issue of our unity is concerned. I intend to leverage on your visit today to take that message further by appealing to all private broadcast media owners in the country not to allow their platforms to be used to propagate ideas that can hinder national unity. They must realize that in order to be able to practice their profession at all, they must first have a peaceful, united country. It's important for the private broadcast media owners to avoid the temptations to use their platforms or for their platforms to be hijacked to promote ethnic or religious agenda that are inimical to the emergence of a strong, peaceful, united, and developed Nigeria. With the advent of the internet and the growth of the new media, the limitations imposed by the location of a particular radio or television station have been wiped out. In other words, it does not matter where a radio or television station is situated today. Whatever it broadcasts